Hey entrepreneurs, how's it going? Kevin here, and today I want to share with you the book, The Millionaire Fastlane by MJ Demarco. Now, you may be thinking that this book sounds like it's selling snake oil, right? But that's just a cheesy title to catch our attention. In fact, it doesn't promise anything of that sort, and instead offers great analysis and anecdotes that make a lot of sense. So on a high level, it covers topics such as personal finance and business strategies, and generally makes the argument for why we should forget the traditional frameworks that we've grown up with, that the mainstream media or other people constantly beat into us, and take on a new framework in which he calls the fast lane. And the goal of the fast lane is to escape the rat race and to find true wealth, which he defines as needing three things. One is the freedom to do what you want when you want. Two is great health. And third is good interpersonal relationships. So if you're looking for a brand new perspective on wealth and how to attain it more effectively and quickly, then keep on watching because I'm going to share my top 3 lessons that I learned from this book. Okay, so number 1 is to break down your business or what you're doing into an equation or the equation of business, right? And one of the main things he talks about here is that we ought to strive to divorce time from money because, as we all know, there's a limited amount of time in a day, right? So if your equation for wealth is from your job and stock market investments, then that has several limiting factors, mainly time. Like your job, you can break that down even further. It's your salary plus the hours you work, or if it's based on yearly salary, then the amount of years you work with that salary. So in order to increase it, you can only increase time up to a certain amount, right? You can't work more than 24 hours a day. But also, it's really unrealistic to waltz into your boss's office and ask for 1,000% raise, right? Your boss is just gonna laugh you out of their room. Also, on the other side, market investments. They always tell you about this powerful thing called compound interest, but that's still limited by time because it needs to slowly build up. And also, any correction or recession, which is completely out of your control, could set you back big time if it's like a 40% drop or something along those lines. On the other hand, if you're building a business, it could let you change that wealth equation to wealth equals net profit plus asset value. These have levers or knobs that you could tweak much more easily and potentially infinitely. For example, let's say you have like an e-commerce website where you sell shoes. If you improve a website conversion rate or another part of that funnel, then you could potentially like 3x or triple your profit instantly. That's not something you can do with the other wealth equation that I just mentioned. So also in this rate, you're not held back by your time anymore because some businesses, if it's set up properly, and he goes a lot more in detail in this book about the right kind of businesses, then you can completely divorce time from money. You could like go take a vacation and the system you built will keep on humming and make you money. Another really interesting part about this whole equation of the fast lane and business model is the fact that he points out that many gurus that we see online have a dirty little secret. And that is the way they really got their fortune is not the same way that you think it is or that they tell you about. They may tell you about like real estate or sales or something else, but that's not the way they got their fortune. That's the way they maintained their fortune. But how they got their fortune is by writing books, which they can write one and then sell it to millions, make a lot of money without lifting a finger anymore, or courses or something else of that nature. So these gurus that you hear like Robert Kiyosaki, Grant Cardone, Tai Lopez, they make a ton of money, but their business model may not be what they're pushing or kind of telling you about, right? So that was really interesting and eye-opening for me to learn about. And number 2 is the law of affection. And you may have heard of the law of attraction before, and MJ DeMarco is not really a fan of that at all. He says that just thinking about it and hoping and wishing and being positive isn't going to get you anywhere. Now, personally, I still think there's a benefit to the law of attraction and doing mental affirmations, but what he says makes a lot of sense too. Law of affection never fails. Like if you're looking to make a lot of money, then you should be looking to affect a lot of people's lives, impact it in a positive way. Because if you impact millions of people, then it's very, very likely that you can make millions from that too. But more precisely, the equation for this is scale times magnitude, right? So if you do a really wide scale, but only impact their lives a little bit, then that works. You can make a million. Or if you just reach a few people, but impact them immensely, like a life or death or something that changes their life, that can also get you millions. That's the point. Scale times magnitude. If you have both, you'll like make Amazon or Facebook or something, right? Also, to think about this law of affection and just the business model in general, not all businesses are fast lane businesses. Like if you just open a simple restaurant, you could be like, yay, I'm an entrepreneur. I work for myself, but you're still a slave to time and you still have to put in time to make money. That's what he talks about. Different types of business models, different types of equations matter a lot in his fast lane framework. And tip number 3 is the difference between get rich easy and get rich quick. He told us that many of us may think the phrase get rich quick is a scam because of snake oil internet marketers or salespeople that try to get you to buy something to get rich quick, right? But he actually makes a strong argument that that's not a scam. And you can definitely get rich quick, but you can't get rich easy. And there's a difference if you think about it. Because with his business, he got rich really quick in like the span of 2 years. But he really hustled, put in the time, followed processes, and learned and executed. And so this isn't just something where you like buys a Ponzi scheme that promises you millions of dollars without you lifting a finger at all. No, this is hard work, following his steps and his fast lane equation to find the right type of business, implement the right steps, and execute to get where you want to go quick and be able to retire with time to spare and money to enjoy. So those are my 3 tips. What did you think? Well, this book is definitely for entrepreneurs, right? But it can work for both startup founders and lifestyle entrepreneurs. So it's a really great book. I definitely recommend this one to people who want additional perspective on their entrepreneurial journeys. The writing style was overall smooth and very interesting because he included his personal anecdotes and other examples that really resonated with me, at least. Though fair warning about this book, if you are entrenched heavily in the old school way, the slow lane or sidewalk is what he calls it, basically the opposite of the fast lane, then you might get offended and might get pissed because this is going to change your worldview on a 180 degrees and pretty much tells you that you've been doing it all wrong. So definitely should give it a read ASAP and let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. And also let me know what other books I should check out. This is Kevin. I hope to see you on the next one and catch you guys next time.